Hey guys, what's going on? I just saw that I had a request to take a look at the near chart, so I'll do that quickly. Currently on a weekly time frame, but before I get into the details, a couple things. If you're not subscribed and you want to get notified when I release these videos, click subscribe. But if you actually want to get notified, you have to click the bell and then click on all. If you don't do that and you click away, you might have a hard time finding the channel again in the future because it's a pretty new channel. And because of that, I'm not really prioritized in the search algorithm. Also, if you want an exchange to trade Neuron and any of the other assets that I talk about, I put a link to the exchange that I'm currently using in both the pinned comment and the description. But unfortunately, they're going to start requiring KYC soon, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I found an alternative. So I also put a link to the alternative just below that, again in the pinned comment and the description. Now, depending on your location, you may need a VPN to access these exchanges. So I also put a link to a promotion on a VPN there as well. Okay, so back to the chart. In the last video, I had these two lines drawn, and I had basically it's an upper level of resistance, lower level of support. And as you can see right now, for the last month, the price was respecting this lower region of support. So we had it initiated here, so we had 3 touches on it here. Another 2 weeks it held right here. And throughout the last month, the candle bodies would close above this line despite the price coming below it briefly. So you see right here, price came down. By the time this weekly candle closed, buyer stepped in to defend the level. Again, right here. But as you can see right now, the price is currently below it. But it's only Wednesday. This candle doesn't close until Sunday. So this candle could end up looking like something like this. We don't know yet, right? So we'll just have to see how this candle closes. Now I'm going to take this down to the daily time frame, and we can see, yeah. So you see we broke down on the daily. So this is a pretty big sign on a weakness. So as I just showed you on the weekly time frame, we had the candles come below, but the bodies always closed above. But this is the first time since August where the daily candle has closed below this line. So this is a sign of weakness. Now, that being said, we are showing signs of bullishness, and that comes in the form of a bullish divergence. So if you look at the price right here, we have a low, and then we have a lower low, right? This is lower in relation to this low. But if you look at the oscillator, this divergence indicator, you'll see that we have a low here, then we have a higher low. Okay, so this is actually forming a bullish divergence on a weekly time frame. That's a pretty good sign. So we have a contrast being the price, the daily candle closing below the support level. Okay, that's a weakness. However, on the weekly time frame, we are showing a bullish divergence. Okay, so with the price on the daily breaking down, breaking the support, let's look at potential other levels of support. Okay, so here we have several touches. This alone is a valid trend line, but alternatively, what we can do is I can extend the trend line. So I'll draw a second trend line, and this time I'll draw it from these candle bodies here, this cluster, and then just pull it across. Here, I'll put it below here. So this is also a valid trend line. Initiated, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches with it here. Candle bodies all closing above it, dragged across. We got support from it here, 3 weeks. And then down here, you see this is where the price wicked off to a T, this lower region here. So if this level breaks down, you can look to this lower region here as a potential support level, and that's currently around $1. Okay, so that's probably what I would do. The way I would play this, actually, you know what? I think there's one more potential level of support. So this time I'm going to take a horizontal trend line and take the horizontal line and then draw it. Dial this in right here. Draw it right above these 2 candle bodies here. Just paste it in. So this is also going to be a potential level of support. And let's see if I have complements. Okay, so this is where the price is right now. Okay, so this might be a support level, but if this region breaks, this is the next level that I'm going to look to. And if it does come down here, I'll look to take a long off this with a tight stop loss. Okay, that's how I'm going to play it. If I'm going to take a short, so I would take a short based on a shorter time frame. Now, because we are below this previous level of support, and this is now going to be a resistance, I can take a trade using this level, which is now resistance, as a backstop. So theoretically, let's just see how that would look out. Now, I'm not going to take this trade specifically because of the bullish divergence, but let's just see how it would look if I were to enter here and look at what kind of risk reward ratio I could potentially get. So enter the trade here. Stop loss would have to be above this wick right here, and then my target would be down here at this lower region. I would front run it a bit. I'd take profits at around $1.01. So here's what it would look like. I would get a potential risk reward ratio of 1 to 5.25. I would be risking 1.46% to potentially get 7.68% to the downside if the price does break down and come down to this lower region of support. So yeah, 1 to 5 risk reward ratio trade. That looks pretty good. So that's an option for anybody that wants to take it. Just be cautious, of course, because we are showing some bullish divergence on a higher time frame. So yeah, that's just a quick summary on near. I would not be looking to enter a long position until we start closing daily candles back above this support region that we broke. Okay, start closing daily candles above here. That would likely lead to a weekly candle here being salvaged, right? So we're not going to break down on a weekly. That's what I would like to see come Sunday evening, the body of this candle closing above here, and then that would give a potential setup for a long, place a stop loss below this region, and then target the upper level of resistance here. So that's basically how I would play near. It's not in bad shape at all. But yeah, I would just use these levels to play off of it, right? So again, if one wanted to take a short, I showed you where to place the stop loss, a good 1 to 5 risk reward ratio down here to the downside to this lower target around $1.01. However, if the daily candle closes back above this region here, then the play would be to enter a long and place a stop loss below this horizontal level of support with the upper target range up here. So actually, let's just see what that would look like to the long side. So let's say theoretically a daily candle closed back above here and I entered this range here, right? My first potential target would be right here, this previous high where the candle bodies are, and I place my stop loss. My stop loss would be placed just below these two candle bodies. So this potential setup right here would give me a risk reward ratio of 1 to 1.74. Not really ideal, but the way I would likely play this is if the price was coming up here, I would just trail my stop loss. I would click and drag my stop loss higher and higher, and basically if the price came down, I would get stopped out either at a break even or like a small profit. But this upper diagonal level of resistance would be my ultimate target. So if that played out, that would give me a risk reward ratio of 1 to 3.44. Potentially getting me 18%, almost 19% to the upside. So yeah, this is just basically how I would personally play near. Not financial advice, of course, just do what you want. This is just my personal, this is how I would potentially play it. But I'm focused on other coins right now, so I'm not taking trades on near at the moment. But anyway, from a long-term perspective, it still looks okay. I just would not want to see if I was holding this coin for the long term. This is kind of your line in the sand right here. This lower trend line at around $1. You don't want to see near break $1 and start closing candles below here, because then you're going to have further downside. Anyway, hopefully that helped. Once again, if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. If you found it helpful, smash the like button. And if you want somewhere to trade near or any of the other assets that I discuss on this channel, the links to the exchange that I'm using are in the pinned comment and the description. All right, take care. Have a good evening. Bye.